The Labour and Employment Court has paired 8 KMPDU chiefs jail, giving them 5 days to call off the strike. The development came as the strike entered the 53rd day, with patients who cannot afford private care bearing the brunt of the crisis. The doctors are demanding full implementation of the CBA they signed with the government in 2013.
So I'll suspend this sentence further. So the doctors will not be going to jail today. They have 5 more days. And this 5 days is not for negotiation, in my view. It's for calling off the strike, because I'm dealing with the case for contempt. It's for calling off the strike. The negotiations are the sidebar. But you are allowed to continue with the negotiations. So we come back on the 31st. The respondents, you have 3 days to respond to this application that has been filed. And when you come back, we can have more directions.
Now, my colleague Leila Mohammed was at the court at that time, and now she's at the Railway Club where the doctors are converging. Leila, what's the latest from there? How have they taken this news? Are they going to call off the strike?
Well, Trevor, if you had just called me 5 minutes ago, you would have been able to witness firsthand the feeling of the doctors. They were singing loudly on top of their voices, saying, Dr. Clipper Mailu should go. They were singing a Christian gospel song. They were saying, Mailu akikuja mbele, kanyaga, kanyaga, kanyaga. I get the feeling that their feeling on the ground is that, yes, the court has given them a 5-day reprieve. They have more hours to go back on the drawing table and re-tactify what they want to do next. However, the feeling that I get on the ground here is that they might just not adhere to what the court has said of probably calling off the strike. They say they want full implementation of the CBA. They insist and they persist, and they say it is not necessarily about the 300% increment that many out there are singing about. They say the CBA is a much more bigger animal. We saw in court earlier members of both sides of the divide saying that there is need for an amicable conclusion to be reached so that this action that has been going on for the last 50 plus days should come to a conclusion. We saw the lawyers from the government side being very harsh on the doctors. They say that they were sprung upon very late last evening with a court order. The doctors' side, the KMPDU side, they want the court to use its wisdom to give them 14 more days to come to an amicable conclusion. The judge saying that she is being very fair in terms of what she has said today, but she says the 5 days that she has given are not for going back to the negotiating table. However, she wants the doctors to do nothing else but to stop the strike immediately. However, according to the doctors, we are waiting in the next few minutes. The doctors, the senior officials of KMPDU are said to be in a meeting. They are taking some tea, probably just to take a breath from the fact that they were being faced with a 1-month jail term. However, that has been stretched 5 days further. We want to see what they're going to say, and we'll be here, Trevor.
Leila, I can still hear the doctors chanting behind you, but one thing that the Industrial Court has consistently said is that the CBA, the 2013 CBA, has not been registered as is. How do the doctors intend to circumvent that particular ruling?
Well, Trevor, the doctors have said both parties put pen on paper in 2013. They say that document is legally binding. However, the government side says there was a contentious issue number 4 that was touching on remuneration. The government was saying that their parties that were agreeing then had not agreed on the 300% increment. That was given 90 days at that particular point for both parties to come back on the negotiating table and to come up with an agreement so that it can be signed, sealed and delivered to be an authentic document, Trevor.
All right, thanks, Leila. That's Leila Mohammed speaking to us live from Railway Club, where the doctors' officials, the union officials, are yet to give an official statement after that ruling, giving them 5 days to call off the strike.